Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Pratika and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to create 5 different easy nail art designs. It's almost Christmas and 2020 is finally coming to an end, and I hope the next year will be much more fruitful and wonderful to all of us. If you want to see more Christmas nail art designs, then you can check it out in the link above. And I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. Let me know in the comment box below what your Christmas plan is, and without any further ado, let's get right to the video. So for my first manicure today, I'm going to be using this lovely shade by My Glam called as Maui, and this one is a soft matte shade from their Wanderlust collection. So as you can see, the shade kind of is a chocolate brown shade, but it also has a tinge of dark purple in it, and on the first coat it is definitely completely opaque, but I just like to apply a second coat to bring out that texture, and it looks absolutely stunning. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to be using my white polish as well as my dotting tool, and I will start this manicure by adding a dot at the center of my nail, and then I'm going to be using my brush to create 5 different lines towards the center. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to be adding 2 lines on either side of this long line. So this is how simple it is to create a snowflake. Once I'm done with that, I'm just going to be adding a few dots with my white polish to create a snowing like effect to this manicure. So finally, I'm going to be topping it off with a glossy top coat, but you can also use a matte top coat to give it a different look. But I just found a glossy top coat much more better for this manicure. So this is how the final look looks like, and I do like the way it turned out to be. So the next manicure for today is going to be a Reindeer Nail Art. So I'm going to be starting by adding my base, and for my manicure today I'm going to be using this lovely blush pink shade by Cosmetix, and this one is in the shade Sweet Blush. So on the first coat it is a little bit sheer, so I'm just going to be adding a second coat to bring out that color and to give it a really good finish. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to be using a brown polish, and this one is by Jacqueline USA. So I'm just going to be using my brush and the polish to create a semicircle at the bottom of my nail. So this is going to create the face of the reindeer. So once you're done by creating this semicircle outline, you just got to fill it in with the brown polish, and this is going to create the base for the reindeer. So once that's done, just add 2 lines on the top to create the horns for the reindeer, and then just add 2 lines on either side to create the horns. So once that's done, just add 2 dots using the white polish to create the eyes, and then I'm going to be adding 2 dots using the black polish to create the eyeballs. And for the final detail, I'm going to be adding a big red nose, and what's a reindeer without a red nose? So that's all for the reindeer, and then I'm just going to be adding the snowfall effect again on the top of the reindeer. So I'm just going to be creating white dots along with my dotting tool. So again, I've topped this off with a glossy top coat, and I absolutely love how stunning this turned out to be. It is super cute and very pretty. So let me know if you guys try this out, because it's really cute. So for my third manicure today, I'm going to be using this beautiful mint green shade by OPI, and this is called This Cost Me a Mint. And it's a really pretty icy green shade, I would say, and it's perfect for Christmas. I use this as my base to create this Christmas tree, and this manicure is inspired by Robin Moses Nail Art. I'm going to be putting a link to that video in the description box below. So next I'm going to be using my white polish to create the base for this tree, and this is going to give a snow-like effect. So just use the brush of the nail polish to randomly draw a wavy structure at the bottom of your nail. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to be using my brush along with this green polish by Lakme, and this is a light green polish. So I'm just going to be creating inverted V-shaped lines from the top and the center of my nail, and you just have to give it this wavy effect. You don't have to literally draw it. So once you're done with the first branch of the tree, you're going to start drawing the second one the similar way, but slightly wider than the first branch, and do the same thing for the third branch as well. So next I'm going to be using a much more lighter green shade when compared to the previous one to give it this shadow-like effect, and I'm just going to be doing a few strokes of this green polish on each branch so that it can be differentiated from each other. So at this point of time I really thought I had ruined this manicure, but wait till you do the next part of it. So once you're done with that, just use your white polish again to create this snow effect on the tree, and just use the brush and just dab it around the branches. So don't actually paint over these branches, just dab over it and it will give you a really pretty snow-like effect. And then I'm going to be using this red polish by Cosmetix to create the decorations on the tree. So I'm just going to be adding this cherry-like structures all around the tree. So just add 2 or 3 on each of these branches so that it does not look too shabby. And then finally I'm going to be using Go for Gold from Sally Hansen to add a big star at the top of my Christmas tree, and I love how this turned out to be. This is so far my favorite manicure. So finally I've added my favorite top coat right now, that is by Color FX, and I'm going to be putting a link to all the products I've used in the description box below. So this is how it finally looks like, and it looks absolutely stunning. This is very pretty. So what would Christmas be without a snowman? And my next manicure is going to be a Snowman Nail Art. So for the base of my manicure, I'm going to be using this icy blue shade by Lakme from the 9 to 5 collection, and this is actually the first time I'm using this polish. So next I'm going to be using a sponge as well as my white polish to create the base for the snowman, and it is similar to the previous nail art, but this time I'm just going to be sponging it at the bottom of my nail, and this kind of gives it a much more softer effect. And then I'm going to be adding dots along with my dotting tool at the top of my nail. So I've actually used this technique on most of my nail arts today, but it definitely gives you a snow-like effect to the manicure. So once I'm done with that, I actually drew 2 big circles to create the snowman, and I just used my brush to do this, but my camera turned off and I could not record this. So as you can see, it was a little bit thicker, so I'm just going to be using my acetone along with the brush to smoothen the finish and give it that evenness. So once the base of the snowman is ready, you can use the red polish to create the shawl of the snowman. So I just drew a belt towards the neck of the snowman and then dropped the shawl below the body. So next I'm just using my dotting tool to create 3 buttons at the body of my snowman. And then I use the same thing to create the eyes of the snowman. And next for the nose of the snowman, I just used an orange polish to draw an inverted carrot, and then I used the black polish to draw dots that look like the mouth. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to be using my black polish to create a hat. So you could actually get very creative with the hat. I just did a simple black hat, but you could also add a red sash over it, or you could do a red hat like a Santa Claus one. So to add a little more detail, I'm just adding a white lines on the shawl, and then I'm going to be using the brown polish to add sticks to create the hands for the snowman. So this is very optional, but you can definitely do this as it looks super cute. And finally, I'm going to be topping it off with my glossy top coat, and I actually ended up adding a matte top coat later on because it looks really pretty, and this is how it finally looks like, and I love this one as well. So my last manicure for today is a very simple Christmas light nail art, and for the base I wanted to use something that is a nude shade, and this one is Peony Blossom by Debelle Cosmetix. So it is such a beautiful brown nude shade. So it has a very creamy texture, and on the first coat it is slightly a little bit sheer, so I like to add a second coat to bring out that color. And if you haven't watched my swatches of Debelle Cosmetics, you can definitely check it out in the link above. So next I'm going to be using this golden polish to create the base for the Christmas light, and usually I would go with black, but for this manicure I just thought I would use this golden shade as it will look much more different from the usual Christmas lights. So once I'm done with that, I'm just going to be using my other colorful polishes to create this candle flame-like effect to draw the lights. So the first shade I've added is green, and you can obviously use any shade you like, but I just went with green, red, yellow, and finally just one blue. and I definitely think that these look really pretty together, but you can go with any color that you like and add them as I'm adding it over here. So for this manicure in particular, I did not add a top coat, but you can definitely add one. It's just your choice. So I just like the effect that it provided me over here. So this is how it finally looks like, and this is a very easy way you can create Christmas lights. If you like this video, then make sure to subscribe to my channel and help me hit 2000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm just 20 subscribers away, and you can follow me on Instagram at cutenailart96 for more. I hope you guys liked this video, and let me know in the comment box below which one was your favorite design. That's all for today's video. See you on the next one.